everybody, and welcome back to the long-awaited return of the B-Roll Podcast. I'm Tommy Stanton, co-founder of WABC Studios.
And I'm Dutch Kent from Y&Y Films.
And I'm Blake Morgan, also from WABC Studios.
Yeah, we're sorry that Blake was very busy these last 3 or 4 weeks. We haven't been able to do our regularly scheduled uploads, but we're back, baby, for episode 16. How are we feeling?
I want to pull up the screenshot to see how many times Tommy said no. I want to see how many times
My
Tommy
sister
said
stole my
no.
phone. My sister stole my phone.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm just excited to go back to movies because I've basically just been exclusively eating and consuming Game of Thrones related content. So this podcast is dragging me back, kicking and screaming into movies again.
I love when I eat Game of Thrones.
Oh, I be eating it, bro.
Okay,
Well,
so we're going to start with the small segment on Supergirl. Dutch and Blake watched it, so that I probably will be pretty quiet during this. And then we have Blake's recommendation of Memories of a Murder. So spoiler warning before we get into both of the Supergirl and Memories of Murder.
Yeah, although I don't even know how the fuck I could spoil Supergirl, bro. I don't even... I don't know. Plotless film.
It is very plotless, dude. All right, Dutch, you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go. You can go.
Okay, so story short, I guess. Supergirl was the next step in the new DCU that James Gunn is producing, and safe to say it's just bad. It's just there's no plot. You know nothing about the villain. The main lesson to be learned kind of just gets shot in the end. The music drops are kind of inconsistent and a little bit ass. Millie Cock was pretty good. She was a really good Supergirl. This film just really suffered from poor writing and poor directing and kind of poor everything but her, you know.
Yeah, You good?
I'm good. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. I love Millie Alcock. I think she's great. The thing that I originally saw her in was House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones spinoff, and she plays a younger version of the main character. And I actually just started House of the Dragon right around the time this came out, accidentally. And I was like, holy shit, she's really, really good. All the actors in House of the Dragon are good, but she was one of the really great ones, a movie level, properly great actor. I really love seeing her on screen. So I was really excited for this film, and seeing all the hate, especially attacking her appearance from fat, dumb, fucking Republican chuds who have nothing better to worry about on the internet, made me really angry and made me go into this movie with a bias towards wanting to love it. But I did hear that it had a more negative critical reception than Superman. I was like, ugh. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not uniquely horrible or anything. It's pretty par for the course about how I feel about most modern Marvel movies and shit. It has a lot of the same issues where it just feels kind of lifeless and stiff, and there's not really anything that is there for me. I don't know. For me, the plot structure of this made it so boring and feels so long, because it was and again, spoilers, but it was the same thing happening over and over again, where Supergirl would get right next to confronting the villain, would be drugged / weakened, and then the villain would get away. I think that happened 4 times. It literally, it was that scene over and over again. So it's it was super frustrating, because if Supergirl could have ever actually gotten her hands on the main villain, the conflict would have ended instantly, which also made him not super intimidating. It just felt it was a story driven by incompetence, and I hate stories like that. It's like watching a scary movie where every character makes the shittiest decision ever. It's okay,
Dude, you know what's funny about it? It's the only thing stopping her from from like actually getting the movie over was just time. She literally didn't have to do jack shit to get her power back. She just had to sit there and fucking wait.
Yeah.
It was stupidly funny and also stupidly stupid.
It was just so yeah, it just made it so boring just watching your main protagonist like be fucking like weak and pathetic for most of the story. And honestly, I don't know, like the villain was not memorable. The little girl, I mean, don't even get me started, barely a character.
Yeah.
It's like this trope you've seen especially in like older westerns, like dozens of times, where you have like the drunk, fucked up kind of father figure type character and like the younger, more put together young character, they like help guide the older character to be a better person. But it's like that dynamic's not fleshed out at all. And honestly, my favorite part of Supergirl was when she was just kind of like drunk and like the acting Millie Alcock put into that. It was like really funny and interesting. And that was the thing that made her interesting for me in like Superman at the end of that film. And that kind of was just dropped. So I don't know. Overall, this is just really boring and the screenplay was really bad and there was really nothing to chew on. And I feel really bad for Millie Alcock. I really wish her career would pop off, but this film really flopped. And I don't think Jason Momoa is very good in this either. Like he was in it for like maybe 30 seconds. Everyone thinks he was like really good, but his line delivery was really flat for me. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't like this at all. I gave it a 3 out of 10, 1.5 star.
It's I'll say it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but
No.
it definitely it could have been thought out more. I feel bad because Millie Alcock and James Gunn are getting a lot of shit for it. James Gunn wasn't even fucking there, by the way.
He didn't direct this.
He didn't direct it. He didn't write it. He didn't have a single fucking say in this movie, which is probably the problem. It's like,
why is he getting shit on for some reason?
Because everyone just assumes he directs every movie.
He directed Superman, so they assumed that he directed Supergirl.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I was about to say, he directs every movie. Damn.
No, like he did all the Guardians of the Galaxies and Marvels, and that's like the highest trilogy there. They assumed like, oh, he did Superman, so he's probably gonna do Supergirl, and that flopped, and it's whatever. But like,
well, I'll say Craig Gillespie, the director of Supergirl, he did I, Tanya with Margot Robbie, which is like good from what I remember.
It is good. I know what you're talking about.
But he also did Cruella, which is like Emma Stone's worst film. I really hate that film. Dog shit film. And like other than that, didn't really direct anything. Like just a bunch of dog shit.
Yeah. He did Mr. Woodcock. Not that
the fuck is Mr. Woodcock?
It's
Mr. Woodcock
2.2. 2.2 on Letterboxd.
Dude, it was great years ago. Now it's just
It was great years ago.
Yeah.
Well, what do you rate Supergirl, Blake?
Oh, like a 2.5. And honestly, it probably would have been a 3 if they just didn't obliterate the main message at the end. Like a little spoiler alert for the ending. So that girl like goes up to get her revenge, and then Supergirl's like, "No, that's bad, and that won't do anything. Do not get revenge." She goes, "Oh, okay." So she fucks off, and leaves, right? And then like the villain's like shit talking her. And normally at this point they'd slam the cuffs on him, send her to intergalactic jail, and fuck all, have a good day, right? No, she just takes the sword and just kills herself, which kind of just defeats the whole purpose of. Like, if you were gonna let him die, just fucking.
Another weird thing for me is that typically in a plot like that, where you have like, the more senior character trying to show the younger character that revenge is bad, typically they can bond over like that shared revenge story. But Supergirl doesn't really like have a revenge story. Like, who is she taking revenge against? Like, she doesn't share that. Why is she preaching about this thing she doesn't really have any experience in? Like, they just forgot to write that into her character.
Yeah, no, overall, this film was ass, but not the worst, and all the wrong people are getting blamed for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We ready for Memories of Murder?
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
As per usual, when there's a long break in the B-roll podcast, it is Blake's turn for recommendations.
It's not my fault.
I'm
It's not my
sorry.
fucking fault.
Read the Make sure to read the like plot description on Letterboxd or something, because we've not done that for like the last 3 episodes. I know that's good for the audience, so they know what the fuck movie we're talking about.
Okay, let me pull it up.
No
And
worries.
fucking the next time I recommend something, I'll make sure it's a long ass movie since we're gonna be taking a fucking break every time.
I'm gonna recommend Fanny and Alexander, the like 6-hour long one here in a minute.
Fuck you, bro.
In a minute.
Fuck you.
Oh no.
I told Dutch I didn't have a problem with slow cinema once, and now he's gonna make me watch that shit.
Bro,
Holy
didn't you
fuck.
watch like 30 television shows in like a day, like last
Yeah,
month?
but
Yeah,
at
for
least
real,
it's
dude.
like. But it's entertaining. That shit's probably like 3 hours of, oh, you can fuck me, my brother. Like, come
It's a
on.
4.6 on
What?
Letterboxd, bro.
Wait a minute. What did he just say, bro? Yes, you can.
No, that's
we-
Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's Dutch films, bro. Holy shit.
Why
It's like-
film? The Y stands for incest.
What?
Okay, no, let's get to the fucking. Okay.
All right.
So, Memories of a Murder, directed by Bong Joon-ho, states a sadistic serial rapist and murderer of young women terrorized a small province in 1980s South Korea. To prevent further crimes, 3 increasingly desperate detectives with conflicting methods race against time to unravel the violent mind of the killer in a futile effort to solve the case. Oh yeah. Anybody want to go first, or am I going off with it?
That's up to you. You want us to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'll talk a bit about it since I recommended it.
Okay.
I saw. I remember seeing my parents watch this movie in like 2012, and they hated it because everybody was Korean. So I watched it, and I didn't have subtitles, so I was kind of just raw dogging it. But honestly, without the subtitles and you don't even know what they're saying, it's still visually very, very entertaining. The opening shot I thought was really beautiful, especially for the time and the age, and watching it again just made me appreciate it a bit more, especially after finding out that most of this was like based on a true story, and even though it said that at the beginning of the movie, I kind of just brushed it off. But either way, I was really impressed with the film. I'm a sucker for mysteries. I love how I was left yearning and have felt no closure whatsoever since I watched the film. I think the shots are well organized. I think the characters work really well together. I think they're very. They're not too relatable, but they do feel very. Their relationships do feel very genuine, I will say. And well, I'll leave. I want to hear what you guys have to say before I say any more.
Tommy, do you want it, or do you want me to take it?
You got it.
Okay, so I want to start off by saying that the lead actor of this, Song Kang-ho, he is like in a lot of really, really good Korean movies. He's like all over Korean cinema if you watch any amount of it. Like, I mean, obviously he's in Parasite, which is like Bong Joon-ho's, Best Picture winner. And he's also like in A Taxi Driver and a few other movies. Like, he's just like a great actor. I love seeing him in projects. He's like not really an actor I talk about a lot, but is definitely one of my favorite actors. He has like he always plays like a similar character. He's always kind of like this grouchy, arrogant, kind of like old guy with like a little bit of humor, and I don't know. I enjoy that a lot. He always adds a lot of personality to the films that he takes parts in, just because of how he is. So I really enjoy him, and I was really happy to be watching another movie that he's in. And I really like the elements of like yin and yang in this. Like, I love during the beginning, there's like the visuals of a dead body, and that's horrific, obviously. But then you have like this goofy kid like parroting everything the detective is saying, and there's like levity throughout this film to prevent that tone from like being too outright depressing. There's scenes that are just random that you don't expect at all, like where the detective is like examining everyone's cocks in the sauna, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like this unique, weird sense of humor that really does add a lot to this film. I'm really, it's uniquely Korean for me. I mean, it's just to take this like really dark, depressing, serious thing and to add a little bit of humor on top of it. I really enjoy that. Um, I really love like the main arcs in this, like seeing the detective from Seoul come in and be, kind of like, fresh faced and more gentle and more sympathetic. And then you have like, the main detective and he's like the opposite, he's kind of an asshole. He's incompetent, cynical, violent. But it's interesting how their arcs just completely flip. By the end of the film, they're the opposite of how they were at the beginning, mirroring each other. They completely change because of this case, which I find really, really interesting. I enjoyed that just from like a character study perspective. And like, I'm conflicted on this, but this is like the main thing, and it's a big thing that drags this film down. Is that like, sure, I knew this was like based off real events, but number one, it's so easy to like hand wave that, you see that in like, I don't know, you see that in so many dumb movies with like demons and all kinds of shit, and it's just like, okay, like obviously like you're really stretching the definition of based on a true story, so it's easy to just not really entertain that it's based on a true story at all. But even then, I kind of expected there to be, a murderer, a person who there was like this big mind blowing moment where we figured out through clues that were laid down who it was. And I was really disappointed when that wasn't the case, despite the ending being, emotionally effective and thematically appropriate, considering that many of the families who are affected by this also didn't get closure. It still didn't make for as an effective of an ending for me because there were like so many different candidates I had in my mind. Like I saw how like incompetent the police were right off the bat. And I was like, oh, maybe there's like a police insider. And then there was like, this is like a small moment you guys might not remember, but I really enjoyed this like movie making wise, where the lead detective said something about like being able to recognize a pervert, like no matter what, like he could just tell.
Mm-hmm.
And then it immediately did like a cut to like the police chief. I was like, oh, like it was like really deliberate cut as if to imply the police chief is a pervert. And I already had suspicions about the police. So I was like, okay, is there some kind of like conspiracy being like subtly weaved here? And I wanted, like a satisfying answer to that. What, even if I was subverted, if I was completely wrong, I still would have loved that I was able to weave all these different threads together. And I had like all these ideas about who the murderer was and who it wasn't. But for it to just end with, oh, we don't know, and to kind of drop all those threads and not really explore them more than we did, it really defanged this film for me and made it significantly less memorable than if it had this big explosion at the end where we figured out who the detective was. So like for me, this movie versus Parasite, it's not even close. It's Parasite is significantly better. It's so memorable. There's so much more to chew on there. So I enjoyed this, but I feel like the central plot is completely defanged just by this being based off true events and not knowing who the murderer was at the time it was made. I think that's really unfortunate, but yeah, that's my starting opinions.
I somewhat like I'm in the middle with the ending. I've still if I felt satisfying, I get like, but I also see where Dutch is coming from. This movie was very hit or miss for me. I'll start. I thought the pacing dragged a little bit towards the 2/3 mark after the big chase. I just kind of felt like it slowed down. They added more suspects, and it kind of the pacing was set, and then I thought I was going to return to the pacing that was set after the chase scene, and then it kind of got slower, at least for me. I felt like 15, 20 minutes could have been cut from the overall film. I think it was like overall like 2 hours and 3 minutes. I thought you could have easily done like 145, just based on everything that was going on. Um, at least for me, the sound mixing was a bit all over the place, especially during that said chase scene where the music like almost jump scared me.
I took note of that too.
Yeah, the remote was my best friend throughout that scene because the music would stop and they would start talking, and I would have to turn it back up, and then the music would replay at the same
Yeah.
volume it was before. A small,
Exact same problem.
a small,
Exact same
a
thing.
small thing, and it was really only specific for like 1 or 2 scenes, but still a note. Um, I liked the story. I got into it, and I had the cycle repeated moment, and I was just like, eh. Again, obviously, since it's based on a real story, you're kind of limited in aspect. You can't introduce a murderer that was never there. You know what I mean? That wouldn't have been very respectful to the situation at hand. So obviously, from like an artistic standpoint, definitely see the ending the way it is, and especially it did make me think like, man, there was no closure. Because when I first watched it and the credits played, I was like, dude, that was kind of weird. And then as I did more digging, I was like, okay, understand it more. I really enjoyed the characters, especially like the group of detectives. Them going through the arcs, as Dutch said. He worded that so fucking well. Holy shit! Like almost word for word how I have it in my notes. They all went through arcs, and they had they ended the same way that the other one did. Like the yin and yang aspects. I really liked the main chief. I liked his arguments with the paparazzi. That was always. He was one of those like incompetent, like funny cops, but he like you could tell he cared, but like it was still at the end of the day he was the chief. And I also thought that the fighting in the office scene was my favorite scene of the whole film. When they start fighting and then they go out to the window and put their hand out and their hands were wet from the rain. And the song, that was my favorite scene of the whole film. I don't know about you guys, but I really liked that scene. Technical aspects were very good. I loved the colors specifically. Specifically the yellows and oranges from the fields and the gray sky from the rain clouds. It just looked so good with the skin tones. The greens from the forest, like when they were hiding, watching that guy fucking jack off on that. Like that scene was
Relatable.
I love that scene.
Wait, what?
There was
relatable.
Relatable. Not relatable.
He said
Blake.
Blake said relatable.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Clip, send to jail.
No, I thought there was a lot of tension in that scene, but it
Mhm.
was also like goofy in a good way. Like I like
Yeah.
that like all the characters were there and like they kind of ventured upon this guy. Like I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say my favorite scenes in the movie were whenever that one detective kept on kicking people in the chest like a fucking kung fu kid. That was fucked. I laughed every time that happened.
The scene where he gets kicked out of the that was a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
The first time he met like his partner at the beginning of the movie, I was so like I bursted out laughing when he just straight up fucking drop kicked him down the fucking hill.
It's
I was
so
not,
unexpected.
I was not, dude. Yeah, it fucking surprised the shit out of me. I couldn't help but fucking laugh, dude.
Yeah, that was there was a lot of good scenes in this. But back to the technical aspects, the colors were awesome. There was a couple of really, really good shots of them in the rain, where it almost like the moisture on their clothes, and like the funeral one where it's pouring down rain. Like it just looked very good. Yeah, I thought that the opening was perfect. Them discovering the body, the kid, almost like that. The innocence versus like the pain of what's going on, but the kid is being a kid. Really like that. Obviously, like the colors, the yellows in that scene. It was almost a perfect opening for what they were going for. It immediately got me intrigued into the story. Yeah, I think I really really liked it.
Blake, do you have any? I was gonna say, okay.
I just have all your critiques are valid, by the way, but I will say, how did you guys feel about that one scene of that girl staring directly into the camera. I mean, you guys probably know if you didn't read about it, if you did any research. The director put that scene in to hope that the murderer was watching this movie. To kind of just be like, hey, you did this shit.
Hmm.
And you're a piece of shit. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's it's a really popular. It's like the most popular fact about the movie that they put that scene in just to see if the killer watched it. And I can't remember if it ever said he did. But just to think about, like, imagine you committed all those murders and you're getting like that in the movie. You kind of. What do you guys feel about
I
that?
mean, that's a hell of a message to send out. I actually, like, I don't even. Like, it was just a scene of her staring into the camera.
It was. Yeah, the little girl.
The one at the end, like the very end
Yeah.
of the scene. Okay.
Should be.
Okay. I was thinking of the wrong. I thought you were talking about the. There was another scene where she's staring into the camera at the schoolyard thing. No. But yeah, that's a.
They basically tried to
So
guilt.
that was like the
guilt-
closing thing.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, that's actually a fucking badass message to send.
Right? They're kind of just guilt tripping it.
You know.
Yeah, that whole ending kind of felt like not even just specifically to the actual murderer, but kind of just a message to the audience about how like this guy just looks ordinary and could be anyone and how this could happen again. Like it definitely felt like that's why I felt like the ending was like thematically appropriate. Like it made sense, especially given the fact that they hadn't discovered the real murderer. I just feel like a movie made this exact movie, exact same director, same cast, made 10 years later after the murderer had been discovered would have been like significantly better and like way more satisfying, even if, that ignores the context in which it was made and probably why it was made, considering, the importance of that last scene as a direct message to the audience and to the killer. It just, as looking at it as just a movie and ignoring the the context around it, I do think the pacing is slower and that third act does grind to a halt because there isn't that that big unraveling of the entire mystery that had been set up before it. So I'm definitely conflicted, and I don't think it's outright bad at the end. I don't think it's as satisfying as it perhaps could have been and was set up to be.
I agree. No.
Okay.
Awkward silence, man. We're getting the rust off, dude. Holy.
Yeah, bro.
All Fritz come back on for another 3 weeks.
No, please. Next week. Please.
Wait, Tommy, you could start the Spike War and we could have more consistent episodes.
I'm not, dude. You want me to watch a shitty movie in my 5 hours of free time a week? Hell no.
Hey, I came home from work and watched fucking Fateful Findings, so you can do
No,
it.
the fuck you didn't, bro. Stop fucking lying.
What do you think I did? Called off work? What are you talking about?
He marked that shit on the calendar.
I know for a fact your ass was not watching Fateful Findings tonight.
No,
No,
not
no.
tonight. I'm saying what I.
You gotta rewatch.
Are you high?
I gotta rewatch it again.
I feel bad.
that's
There was less to say for me about this film. It was just like, it was all right. I liked it. Didn't love it.
I like the train
I like the lead actor.
sequence where the kid, like the kid gets hit, and then I'm talking about the second train sequence where they're on the railroad tracks and he's about ready to.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of like the full role reversal shown.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was awesome. The close up of his face getting like bloodied lips, scratched up, getting choked out after reading the fact that it was not a match. I thought the tension was high. I thought it was a good scene.
It was so cool too because my bad.
No, it's okay, Dutch. You can go.
Well, I was gonna say
I'm interrupting both of you.
Well, it does flesh out and complete both of their arcs for sure, because like at the beginning the main detective guy was actively like trying so hard to find any murderer, even if it wasn't, or anybody to be the murderer, even if they weren't the murderer, and then at the very end to just accept, the fact that
Mhm.
there is none.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and to be able to retire and do something else, and it's like, yeah, that scene, that I think that was probably my favorite scene. I'm just trying to fucking
Mhm.
recall everything.
I was gonna say this film really reminds me of Zodiac. Any of you guys seen Zodiac?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
It's well, maybe I'll recommend it, but it stars our one and only Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
It's got basically it shows how close a cartoonist for a newspaper, how close he came to deciphering all the notes that the Zodiac killer left, and they almost caught him. It really has that same feel, just with more of a budget and not Korean.
It's in the
Jake
similar
Gyllenhaal.
film section on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
Is it?
and in the end, they don't catch the guy because he was never fucking caught. So,
Uh, hey, thanks for the spoiler,
I'm gonna recommend it now.
bitch.
fuck
Bitch.
you, fuck
you.
you. All
Add
right,
it to my
that's
watch
it.
list.
I'll watch it because
That's
Jake
it.
Gyllenhaal is in it. Yeah.
Recommend the
Jake
Minecraft
Gyllenhaal
movie
fans?
right now.
No. I have like so many insane movies ready to go if we want to go that route, bro.
Dude, I'm ready too. We can do this, Dutch.
This
But I
is
like
making
watching
me
good
look like
movies,
a
though.
first grader because all of my I have my next 3 recs figured out because they all follow the same theme, and it's like well,
Love and friendship, bro.
you guys are like, yeah, it's gonna be like hopes and dreams. It's gonna be like Cars, Disney Pixar's Cars. You gotta watch Lightning
I
McQueen,
thought-
and then it's Cars 2, and then it's Cars 3.
I'd kill you,
That's not the
Blake
worst
is Cars
thing.
2.
bro. Cars 2 is better than all of our favorite movies, bro. Let's be honest.
We still got to figure out our 20th episode, which is coming in hot.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Well, I
Yeah.
shouldn't say coming in hot. Knocking on wood, coming in hot.
Coming in 1 year.
What are you
Alright,
gonna do?
are we
Episode
ready?
200? Me about to punch someone?
Are we ready for final thoughts and final rating?
Yeah,
Sure.
I am.
I'm ready. Who wants to go?
I'll go. Love the lead actor. A lot of this was very good. The writing was good. Like the yin and yang, the comedy, helping to alleviate that tone from being too depressing. I really like the way the arcs, intertwined and mirrored each other in interesting ways. But I feel like the central mystery was just completely defanged because of the fact that we didn't know who the real life killer was, despite the ending being thematically interesting. However, this leads to it being a pretty interesting, movie to lead me to a Wikipedia page. Whereas other movies of its same genre that aren't based upon real events that have satisfying conclusions that are equally well written tend to stick in my memory much longer. So this just goes a little bit above average for me. A 6 out of 10, or a 3-star with a like. I did enjoy it.
All right, I'll go next. This film was very technically good. Amazing color design, amazing set design. Oh, the rain looked great. The characters were cool. I really enjoyed their arcs. Pacing got a little slow at the 2/3 mark, but there was so many notable scenes for me that even with the pacing and the ending issues that I have, I'm still gonna give this a 3.5 stars or a 7 out of 10 with a like.
Okay.
I love mysteries. I love mystery movies. I love Bong Joon-ho. I love the detective aspect. The two other actors I thought were great. I thought it was unexpectedly funny at sometimes, and I could appreciate that. I really like how they stick to a realistic ending, and how they kind of showed that, if that family can't get closure, why should us? So I think this film looks great. I think this film does have its flaws, but I also really liked it. So this gets a 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Got the
Si-
6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8. Yeah.
There you go. Variety. We have variety here at the B-roll. Yeah. Uh-oh. What time is it, Dutch?
It's Who
It's
Hated It.
time for Who Hated It, the segment, the only and greatest segment of the B-roll podcast, where we find out who hated Memories of Murder. And we're going to start out with a 1-star review from XFX. And this one is a little bit meatier because I wanted to get a little more time into this episode. So, this one says, this one says, I might be missing historical and social context, but the movie seemed monumentally misjudged in its depiction of police brutality, not least against people with mental health issues, as comedy. Even though the film clearly presents the local police force as useless clowns, their brutal actions are consistently played for laughs. Watching this tonight in Brussels, Belgium, where the audience kept laughing at the torture of innocent people, was one of the most awkward and disturbing experiences I've ever had at the movies. So, my question for you two, do you guys think that this movie depicted police brutality in an inappropriate or too comedic of a way?
No.
I would also say no. I'll give here's my reasoning for it. It would be that by the end of the film, their arcs really showcase how the wrong that's the wrong thing to do. Like it was just like obviously like oh man, he drop kicked him, but like it's still a person getting tortured, and it's not like they never come back to it or it's literally just played for laughs. Well, I think maybe like the violence maybe would have been like the oh wow, like the laughs, but I think by the end and the theming and the messaging that was sent was still, hey, that it was the wrong thing to do and that it didn't get them anywhere.
This is true. If they stayed like a flat character dynamic, I think this movie would have been a way lot worse. Honestly, they just didn't change at all. But the changes are very, very clear, and I'm glad that they did it that way.
All right, Dutch, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this depicted. I mean, sure, this movie did depict police brutality in a comedic way because it is like pretty much slapstick humor. But you see the cops as like these like buffoons who can't get their way in any sort of logical, sense. So they have to resort because they're so incompetent to physical violence. So to me, it's like the physical violence actually reinforces how incompetent and unworthy these police officers are of handling such an important case. So despite the fact that it is funny, I think it actually reinforces the point that the police are bad at their job. So, I don't really mind how it's handled in this film, and I think I disagree that this somehow normalizes police brutality or makes them look good in any way.
I agree. All
right.
Okay.
I got a great one. This actually was not in my 3, but I just saw it and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, we get a bonus one. We get a bonus one today.
No, I'm just making this part of my 3.
Oh, okay.
So this is a 2-star review by a person named Boggs, and they reviewed it literally yesterday, and it just says, so the killer itself also saw a mid-movie.
Oh, that's crazy.
Nuts, do it, give it to him.
All right, he gets it. He gets the double like.
Yes!
GBT did it again.
Yeah. I love that this is a reoccurring thing now.
The murderer saw the movie and was like,
"This is
3-star letterbox." Sorry.
This is ass. This is not what happened.
The killer clearly
I'm gonna tell the
had
real
something-
story.
It's like, man, the killer wouldn't have to do this if. Yeah.
Imagine he was
This is
there.
biased against the killer. Oh, okay. That was funny.
All right, I got a 1/2 star by Boo Berry. The misogyny is so damn thick you can cut it with a knife. So many amazing female Korean directors, and the world decides to make this talentless sack famous. Be so for real.
Bong Joon-ho?
So,
What are we talking about?
I guess my question would be: were there any notable examples of misogyny in this film?
Oh, what? Seriously?
Not that I can recall to the top of my head. I'd have to hear like specific examples, but
They
like,
wanted, it sounds like they wanted to Disneyfy this fucking. This, do you guys know what I mean by that? Like
Like try to paint it as if like in a better, more family
like
friendly light.
yeah, like trying to make audiences happy. Like, come on, dude. Like,
Bro's asking for the film to make rape and murder look better and nice.
that's basically what they're saying.
well, like the idea that Bong Joon-ho is a talentless hack is insane because like the fact that Parasite won Best Picture is the first international film to ever do so, the first one from South Korea as well, and Bong Joon-ho won Best Director and a big upset. Like that was a big deal to have a non-white foreign Asian South Korean film to win that. Like that was a huge accomplishment. I feel like I don't know. You're trying to be woke. I'm woker than you. You're like being fucking. You're being hateful to evil to Korea with this. Like, what are we doing? like, come on. Like, Bong Joon-ho is a very accomplished, great director. He's made amazing movies. I don't get it. I think he handled the subject matter in this very well. So I disagree that he's a talentless hack.
That's your next?
Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh God, we're back to this. Okay. All right, so I have a half star from Yazoo, and they say, honestly, I believe, and by the way, I should preface, I agree with everything this person says. Honestly, I believe this is the lamest movie ever made. Would be better if there were dinosaurs and Christopher Nolan directed it. The two detective dudes are pussies, and if I was there, I would catch the criminal easy. Best part was when that dude jacked off onto a dead woman. So relatable.
Is this a Lee
That's
movie?
Blake.
Is this like
That's Blake's review, bro. He just said the thing Blake said.
He did. Also with 100 emoji after it.
No.
Like, he said.
This is
So yeah,
dude, we need to
base
get
review.
Train Lover 34 in here, bro.
We see his review. There's trains.
Yeah, I like the trains. The train. Well,
So yeah, that guy's
there was one train, and then train tracks.
Yeah. He probably doesn't think there's enough trains.
Yeah. He'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10 just because there's a good amount of trains, but not enough.
I'm gonna see. While you guys work on that, I'm gonna see if you reviewed this. Let me see.
There's no chance. There's no chance. Bro.
Nope, he didn't. He didn't.
we need to invite Train Lover to the podcast for
20th episode.
For 20th episode. Okay, I wish you could like DM in Letterbox, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one. So this next review is a 2-star. It's by a person named Your Friend, and they said, complete waste of time. The cinematography and colors was good. The acting was great, but it's a huge blueprint on how to waste potential. Do you think this film wasted its own potential?
Yeah, I do actually. Kind of.
That's kind of.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
already stated my issue with the climax. I think there was like a really well written mystery and like kind of implications of the police being involved, and I really do feel like if this movie had that big third act explosion, that it would be significantly better, despite the fact that the ending is thematically appropriate. So I don't know. I guess entertainment wise, it squandered its potential, but if the primary goal of the film was to reach out to the killer and try to do something in that way, then maybe not.
Yeah.
But entertainment wise, yes.
Yeah,
I think.
I totally agree with Dutch here. I
But-
feel like if it was made right now, I mean, yeah, you would have a more complete story, but because it was made at the time it was, I would not call that wasting its potential. I would probably just say something like maybe it came out too soon or whatever, like just from the entertainment perspective.
Yeah. What do you think, Blake?
I was gonna say, yes, it is wasted potential, but I don't think it's 2-star wasted potential.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, I only went a star above that. I don't think it's bad outright, but
I don't think
I
it
don't know.
ruins the whole movie, though. For
I do
me, at
because
least.
I think it, like that's the core of the whole film is that mystery for me. So
Mm.
It didn't
but
ruin it for me, at least. Obviously, I
All
give
right,
it.
so
well,
I'm recommending the next scary movie, and
uh,
I could
I gave
finally
it a
join that
6 out of 10. No,
Alright, I got a half-star review from Elise. This is the 5th movie in a row where I've been deceived. I had expectations since the director is the same for Parasite, and I enjoyed that movie. And this movie was so close to being good. I'm sick and tired of broad and open-ended movies. The introduction was good or whatever that means, but I wasted 2 hours of my life just for it to be Ordinary Man. What type of ordinary man chooses to rape and assault a school-aged girl and put 9 pieces of peach inside a woman? I managed to watch this in one day, which is surprising, since
uh,
this is the longest movie I've seen in a long time. But the ending and the last hour of this movie was so boring. Even 2x speed couldn't fix it. There were so many questions and things to be answered, but I couldn't tell you. I just didn't like it at all. For a movie made in 2003, I believe they handled the subject of rape and assault very poorly, and this is just another movie that objectifies women, even if it wasn't the main purpose. Half star for that.
all right, Blake, take it away.
Huh?
Take it away, man.
What the hell?
It's your fucking movie. I want to hear more from your opinions, man.
Yeah, what do you think about that review?
I think I do not agree.
Really?
Great podcast.
Did he?
Great
I do not
podcast.
agree.
I do not agree, and I didn't hear a damn word from it. I thought
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, me too, Aura.
I at
Great-
least be
great
heard. Holy
podcast.
shit!
A great
Okay, go on,
podcast.
go on,
Sorry.
go on.
Oh my
That was
God.
perfect timing. Thank you, Discord, for that joke.
Yeah, I do not agree.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, I don't really think they're seeing the meaning of this. Like, the whole it's demeaning to women thing. Obviously, it's a real fucking thing that happened, and it's a crime against women. But they're not making the film to be like. It's kind of, it reminds me of like the dog tooth thing where people were like disgusted that the sex happened and that it wasn't like or like attractive or any like that. Like it's not like there's a reason that it's in that movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason things are happening to these women, and it's not because Bung Ho has like a rape kink or something. No, this is real shit that actually happened, and they're trying to explain it that way. Can it seem demeaning? Yeah, but in real life, that's kind of what happened. But they're not going out of their way to do that. That's just what happened.
It doesn't help that this person's longest movie they've seen in a long time is 2 hours, and they watched it at 2x speed during boring parts for them.
I was gonna say most Marvel movies are not that long, so I
No.
can see why they struggle.
Jesus, bro.
Yeah, I don't got much to say on that. I guess I just genuinely would like to hear why these people think this is like exploitative towards women or whatever, or like okay, here's my my third one from OF Flower Pot or O Flower Pot, 1 star. They said this felt exploitative, too much of a gawp at the naked, murdered, raped teen girl. The humor was ill-placed in such a grim subject. The bad cops were too stupid to be plausible, which I'll get. Number one, right off the bat, the bad cops are too stupid to be plausible. There's bad cops constantly in these kind of murder detective cases where it was very simple who the murderer was, and through police incompetence, they got away. And in particular, in this case, it seemed like their police incompetence was a massive part of the early case, and that was kind of one of the main themes being explored. So I don't know if you love cops or whatever, but it's extremely realistic. Cops are just people. They're often incompetent. And the fact that a small, tiny police department that's used to dealing with petty crime has to suddenly deal with these series of horrible murders is, part of the reason they're incompetent. But I don't feel like the film was like over here, going awooga at the dead girl. I really don't get that perspective. I'd like to like actually hear one of these people tell me why they believe that. But at no point, like, it's to the point where I don't even really remember anything other than like the women's like faces and to the extent that we had it, their personality, like the little girl, just
Mm-hmm.
just being humanized and, feeling sympathetic and bad that this person was killed. It wasn't sexual in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get that at all. I don't understand that perspective. I really don't.
I feel like it was realistic police incompetence. Like it felt like emotions getting the best of them, or just being flat out like using superstitions and like realistic like police incompetence. It wasn't like, okay, we have a DNA match, so it has to be someone else. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it felt
Yeah.
like it was like regular incompetence, realistic incompetence, emotional incompetence, like. And that's a good point about it being is a small detective team for a small area who's used to petty crimes, and then something like this shit would happen. It's like it would be like our small town, like a small ass village having to deal with a serial killer. Like it's just
Exactly.
they're not used to it. Like
And that's one of the interesting things about the movie is that the guy they send from Seoul, like the capital of Korea, the biggest city, um, he actually is the one who can't handle it at
mm-hmm.
the end of the day, But it's the small town guys that end up, becoming that grow from the experience and are able to
Mm-hmm.
empathize with the community more and so I think that adds like an extra layer there
Yeah,
for me.
that's
Yeah.
a good point actually. All
Yeah,
right,
that's my three.
that was a good one. All right, Blake, your turn.
All right, I got one. This is a 2-star. It's by well, I'm not even gonna fucking try to pronounce that. It says I parentheses as a woman
Here we go.
was frustrated. I as a woman was too frustrated. There were many depictions of violence against women, and yet at the end, we are supposed to feel disillusioned for the male detective's career, not the actual lives of the woman. I get how I was supposed to feel at the end, but parentheses as a woman, I was just disgusted.
My last one also kind of goes along with that, so I think I'm gonna just say my last one, and then we'll have like a talk about both of them. This one is a half star from Nikki, and it says, "I'm sick of quote art being about women suffering." So
I don't know. I feel like number one to Blake's, it's possible to be sympathetic both towards the innocent women whose lives were taken and also the detectives who were just dudes trying to do their job who are struggling to figure out the perpetrator and who have to deal directly with the aftermath of this violence. It's possible to be sympathetic to both, and I think the film sufficiently is. And I also think I'm tired of movies about violence against women. Okay, a few things on that. Number one, stop watching movies about violence against women. Number two,
mm-hmm.
this is a movie trying to raise awareness about a real crime that was a national tragedy for a small country that was trying to discover the perpetrator who had yet to be found of extreme violence against women. So I don't understand your bias. Are you more anti films about violence against women, or are you more anti violence against women? Because this is a film trying to prevent the exact thing that you're claiming to dislike. So I feel like it's a very shallow way of
Mm-hmm.
looking at a film like this.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I just I think this film is like I think at least the purpose of it is to spread awareness, show the brutal reality of what something like this could cause. Like I mean, you're talking about like downfall of people, like not even considering like the protests and like the paparazzi and the chaos and the fear to the point where like the city has like alerts throughout the whole city. Hey, like blackout people are scared to live. Like it shows not like it just shows how brutal and like just completely unhuman that this type of shit is. So I thought the film did a good job of just like making people think, making people see, and also to the point of I hate um, films about women suffering. Obviously, one, don't fucking watch it. 95% of films about women suffering is like so clearly and obviously about women suffering before you even get into it. So, and secondly, I think if it's done right, obviously, then it could really help spark thoughts. It can help make people see the suffering, help people, because most people are like just in their own head. They just go to work and they don't think about what anyone else is doing, but it brings out the human in us. And I just think that that's like the potential of films like this about darker subjects. It can make people actually think and maybe actually do something about it.
Yep, completely agree. Okay, we all good on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Don't do shit to women, man.
It's bad. Don't do it.
Bad. Don't do it.
Great
You
point.
heard
We
it,
need a
guys.
woman on the podcast, bro.
Yeah.
mean,
Blake's like, no.
I do. I feel like we talk about women a lot, and like
We do.
fucking half, literally 50% of my top 4 are about women, bro. We need a woman on here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was a better conversation than I thought because I'm number 1 rusty, number 2 fucking haven't seen the film for like 3 weeks, so I was like trying to pull it all together.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that was a good conversation. We got about an hour. We're getting back
Yep.
into it.
It's Tommy, right?
It is me. We're back
It's
to
Tommy next time.
Yes. All right. So the recommendations I have for the next 3 films for me are childhood movies I have not seen in like forever. And I have 3 movies in a list, so I have my next 3 recs ready to go. That is the theme for my next 3.
Okay.
So, the first one, I, for some reason, just have had the Blu-ray for this film my entire life. Well, not Blu-ray, but a DVD for it my whole life. And I watched it like 2 or 3 times. It's from an IP that I love. I haven't seen it in forever, but we're going to see it. We're going to see it. And it is going to be The Simpsons movie.
Oh.
There we go.
What was that reaction?
Jeez, you not like it?
No, I just like I knew. I don't want to say I predicted it.
Another
But
animated movie from Tommy.
I won't lie. It did come across my mind something like that would come up.
All right, so it's the Simpsons movie. It's like an all-time classic, and it was the last time the Simpsons was good.
Okay.
At least I haven't seen it in 10 years, so I hope it's still good.
I've never been a big Simpsons guy. So this is gonna be like the South Park movie for me, where I don't have like all the context, but I know like the basics, you know.
Okay. I know, another animated movie from Tommy.
You're the Stray Phyllis of the podcast, the guy with the worst takes who only watches cartoons.
What? More like mine. More like mine. More like mine. The fact that I think I went through my letterbox and I think like the B-roll list, and I think on average I have Dutch's Rex higher than mine, which sucks.
I love it.
Although Faithful
More of
Findings
that.
is dragging it down, dude. It is like fucking anchor, straight anchor, bro.
I have, other than my films, the 2 that are the highest outside of me are the SpongeBob movie and Bo Burnham's Inside. Like everything else are my films. Like, and then Iron Claw after like 3 of my movies.
Oh yeah, that was Iron Claw was like the one that I liked, but because you guys loved it, you made me feel bad.
Shitter Island.
Bro, lock
Where's
in
that?
on the Shitter Island, dude.
Dang.
Shitter Island's like,
That's near the bottom for me.
dang, y'all don't understand true art.
It's above South Park, Demolition, A Few Dollars More, and I Love Philip Morris and Fateful Findings. But Fateful Findings should actually be at the top.
No,
so
shut the
consider
fuck.
that.
Oh, a 5-star at the very bottom. That just shows you how incompetent Dutch is.
Correct. I'm the worst critic of all three of us.
This is true. This is true.
Yes. All right. Well,
All right, the
another
Simpsons
episode.
movie.
Another episode is done. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling back
See
into
you
it.
in 2 years, fellas. I will
Years.
see you in 2 years.
Is it me next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What will I drop
Oh yeah,
on you
dude.
guys?
My freaking in my top 5. Dude, 3 of my top 4 on the B-roll films list is Dutch's Rex.
Hell yeah.
That's just
Hell
killing
yeah.
it. Then it's
Might be
me,
time for
me,
another
me,
nuclear
me,
bomb.
me. No, no
Fuck you,
more
Blake.
nukes. I've actually I've liked Blake's Rex. They're all like in the 7s, but like besides I Love
What's
You,
wrong
Philip
with
Morris. There's nothing wrong with yours.
What's wrong with I Love You, Philip Morris?
But
Give
there's
it
a whole
was an
episode, about
episode of
that.
my podcast.
Dude, we have
like-
16 episodes, and one of them was I Love You, Philip Morris, bro.
Like, actually go fuck yourself. You know?
Oh, the Fateful Findings guy is mad.
Funniest episode. Funniest episode
It
of the
was
podcast.
it was funny as hell. It was
Fuck
funny.
you. It was the worst movie.
And it created a running joke. What's the I Love You, Philip Morris running joke? Remind me again.
You're gay?
yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Dude, we gotta get the fucking whoever's next. We gotta get that. We gotta give the episode 20 person a call, bro. If you want to be here at episode 20, we could do call.
What episode are we on?
16.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like conflicted because I could go way more experimental with movies that you guys may hate, or I could go movies that I just think you guys will love straight up that are like bombs. But like I'm worried about having like a streak of movies you guys just hate. I'm really worried about that. So like I'm conflicted. Rear Window even was like a conflicted one for me because it's so old and you know it could be kind of dry if it doesn't, you know, vibe with you. But
I gave it a 7. I liked it.
I know.
Wait, how many 7 out of 10s did I give? Holy shit, I gave like so many. 7 out of 10, I guess, is my go-to ranking.
For me, it's like a 6.
Slightly
Slightly above
What
average.
happens when we
Most-
combine our rankings?
All right, we will see you next week. We'll see you all next week.
Well, thank
Play
you
that
guys.
cute
Yeah,
music.
thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm recommending an AI-generated film.
Bye.